pinakita po ito sa media at ginawang live or accessible dahil nga po boring. Pero yung balita po namin, Kong Jinky, nagkaroon po ng tensyon. Can you tell us more about that? That the disagreements, nagkaroon po ng pagtataas ng mga boses? And that was between who? Because meron pong lumabas na isang tweet, I think, that it was between you and Attorney Sheila Huba.
Nako! Yan ang sinasabi ko eh. Umalat na. Umalat na ang balita. Hindi, ito sagutin mo, Jinky Luistro. Gaano katotoo yung mga kumakalat na balita sa social media na di umano linamon ka ng buhay nitong si Atty. Sheila, abogado ni VP Sara, doon sa pre-trial meeting ng impeachment niya. Gaano katotoo yun? Yan ang problema. Pagka hindi nyo na hawak ang beat, sumisemplang kayo. Kaya pala dinatnan. Itong si Kapunan. Di ba dinatnan siya? May period daw siya noon. Yan ang problema. Para dito kay Kapunan, hindi kung ano-ano lumalabas sa bunganga mo pagka ini-interview ka ng media, ha? Hindi na ordinaryong artista sa bungero pinagtatanggol ang binabanatan mo dito. Baka akala mo pagka nagsalita ka, automatic papaniwalaan ka na. At para dito kay Baculaw, remind lang kita, madam, wala ka na sa Injustice Committee, kaya huwag kang magbida-bida. Linamon daw siya ng buhay. Isang like at isang subscribe. Masaya na ho tayo dyan at sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community, yung join button nandiyan lang ho sa baba. Hayo na nga dito sa video na to, sesegwayin din ho natin yung interview nitong si Baculaw dito kay Ma'am Pinky Web. Unahin na ho muna natin, pambihira talaga tong si itong si Kipichu. Napakabalahura ng bibig nitong babae na to. Ito mga kababayan, I'm proud of Atty. Sheila Season. But literally, Jarbil Luistro, in my opinion, is an intellectual lightweight na kuyari. Na mukhang comedian tapos jologs pa. Huwag naman ganun, madam. Di ba napakabalahura ng bibig? Anak ng tokwa. Jologs. Tinawag niyang jologs tong si Baculaw. Kung ikukumpara naman natin kay Risa Montiveros, madam, yung terno ni Baculaw medyo okay naman. Yung kay Risa Ontiveros, di mo malaman kung flash siya ng kubeta, makina siya ng pantahe. Di ba? Ang lapad eh. Kudos dito sa strain nitong si Jinky Luistro. Kahit pa paano nakukuha niya yung sukat nitong si Baculaw. She's not a worthy opponent. Ipalabas nyo na yan para may mapagtawanan kami. Kaya nga, dapat i-live nila yan eh. Yung pre-trial meeting na yan, di ba? Ito yung post ito ng politiko. Feeling ko may galit kay Jinky Luistro dyan sa politiko. Feeling ko hindi magaling magbigay ito si Jinky Luistro. Kinain ng buhay. Grabe naman yan. Talagang pa lang yung ginagamit na panghook. Talagang pagka nabasa mo, first liner pa lang talagang mababad trip ka na eh. Sara Duterte's lead counsel reportedly outguns Jarbil Luistro in impeachment pre-trial. The defense team of Vice President Sara Duterte appears to have drawn first blood ahead of her impeachment trial, with lead counsel Atty. Sheila Season allegedly dominating the pre-trial conference and outmaneuvering House lead prosecutor and Batangas Rep. Jarbil Luistro during the closed-door proceeding. Political learn. Nako, yare! Na-outman. Siyempre, wala na yung martilyo niyo dyan. Walang out of order. Di na, yan sinasabi ko. Palakpakan natin itong si Atty. Sheila. Napakahusay, madam. Di lang maganda. Di ba? Mukha pa lang hindi talaga magkamatch eh. Sa ganda na yan itong si Atty. Sheila, tignan nyo naman, Baculaw na Baculaw ang datingan ni Luistro. Paano siya itatapat yan? Hindi rin naman pwede itong si Kapunan dinatnan siya eh. May period daw eh. Itong si Atty. Sheila, walang walang excuse yan. Pagkakasi nasa tama ho kayo mga kabab. Dito palang makikita na natin eh. Kung mabigat, yan sinasabi ko eh. Kung mabigat ang ebidensya laban kay VP Sara, dapat pre-trial pa lang, malaki na ang problema ng defense team. Pero dito sa mga partida, politiko pa yan ha. Hindi ho natin kaalyado yan. Sa mga naglalabas ang balita ngayong mga panahon na to, pre-trial pa lang, talagang areglado na. Wala na ho sila sa Injustice Committee. Ika nga, ang impeachment trial, hindi na ho nila domain yan. Domain na ho yan ng sambayanan. Yan ho yung rules sa korte ang mananaig dyan. Hindi yung kabangagan noong mga siraulong congressman dyan sa House of Representatives. Kasi sa Quadcom, di ba, pagka yung pagsalansan ni Kapunan sa mga tanong, sa mga opening statement ng mga congressman, talagang kung medyo mahina pinagkukuhanan mo, madadala ka eh. Pero dahil marami sa ating mga kababayan, alam na ang modus ng mga congressman dyan sa House of Representatives, hindi na ho tayo basta-basta maluloko dyan. At dito rin ho sa video na to, segue lang tayo ng mabilisan. Kasi eto, kailangan ito, kailangan. Sa tingin ko, kailangan ito. Kailangan tumugon ng ombudsman dito. Kailangan tumugon ng ombudsman dito. Ano lang naman to kasi kung talagang si VP Sara nga ini-impeach ano ba naman na ituloy yung mga kaso kay Joel Villanueva. Pag-usapan nun natin sa comment section. Sang-ayon ho ba kayo na dapat ituloy ng ombudsman yung kasong plunder laban dito kay Joel Villanueva? I-comment nyo ho sa baba. Sa tingin natin dyan sa ginawa niyang paglipat na yan, talagang mas nararapat na ituloy yung plunder cage na yan. Bakit? Kasi kung hindi itinuloy, kung hindi siya lumipat doon sa mga siraulong senador, itutuloy yan. Ibig sabihin talagang panggigipit. Ibig sabihin talagang merong yung ombudsman di ba kinakasangkapan naman talaga ang kanilang kapangyarihan para magipit yung kanilang mga kalaban sa politika. Yun ang klaro noong bago pa mangyari yan. Di ba? Malapit na, konti na lang, luto na, hinihinog na ang kaso para kay Joel Villanueva. Ngayon, at maraming naglabas ang mga balita na itong si Senator Jingo Estrada, ganun din ginawa. Talagang ginipit din siya, hindi lang siya bumigay. Ngayon, kung ang ombudsman titiklop dito sa isa na to, alam na ho natin talagang dahilan kung ano ang kumpirmado. Kahit hindi pa linabas ni Senator Jingo Estrada, yung kanyang mga text message o kung ano pa man, kumpirmado na talagang ginigipit ho yung mga nasa minority ngayong mga panahon na to. Noong mga panahon na yon para lumipat sila doon sa mga siraulong senador. Diba? Ilang grupo inudyok ang ombudsman na ituloy na ang hinog na kaso versus Villanueva. Aba, napapanahon. Sa tingin natin, nararapat lang. Nararapat lang na ituloy na yung kaso-kaso na yan. Kasi pagka hindi itinuloy yan, baka mapulaan kayo dyan sa ombudsman kasi bida-bida kayo. Minamaya nyo yung kaso, marami ng kakasuhan, grand case, kesyo ganun, kesyo ganyan. Di ba? Ngayon, pagka ito, hindi na ituloy ito, malaki problema natin dyan sa ombudsman. Yang si Nico Clabanot, yang si Boying sa bagay, di ba? Remulla saves. Crispin Remulla saves. Dito tayo sa interview ni Baculaw dito kay Ma'am Pinky Webb. Takpan na kita, madam. Takpan ko ba? Hindi, gusto ko nakikita si Man Chile. Dito tayo kay Baculaw. Game.
That is correct. And I think the reason is because
Ba't ganun? Yo!
House Lead Prosecutor, Batangas 2nd District Representative Jervil Luistro. Congresswoman, again, thank you for your time. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.
Thank you, Pinky, and good evening sa lahat ng ating viewers.
Doon po sa gusto sigurong maintindihan ito ng mas mabuti, what happened Thursday is what we call the pre-trial conference or it's a pre-trial meeting. Buong araw po yon and it was closed to media. Hindi ho ba, Kong Jinky?
That is correct. And I think the reason is because very tedious itong process na ito and a little boring kasi
Nako,
marking
hindi-
off every piece of document.
Hindi sila naniniwala na boring. Mantakin mo maging itong si anong pangalan to? Itong si Pia. Ito si Ma'am Pinky Webb. Hindi naniniwala na naging boring. Linampaso ka. Linamon ka ng buhay ni Attorney Sheila.
And which the public may not find interesting. But this is really very significant, Pinky. And if I may share it with our countrymen, ito pong pre-trial conference na ito, ina-address yung mga initial matters na pwedeng pag-usapan upang magkaroon tayo ng mas simple, mas mabilis, at mas patas na trial, no? To be very specific, una po, nagkaroon po tayo ng proposed stipulation of facts. Pwede pong i-admit or i-deny ng kabilang party. Ang purpose, bawasan ang mga pagtatalunan during the trial. So yung may mga admissions, considered siya na established facts na, no need to prove it during the trial, no?
I see.
Second, ginagawa din po dito yung submission ng names of witnesses. The purpose is to be able to determine also the number of trial dates na kakailanganin ng prosecution on one hand at ng defense on the other hand. And another important thing is of course the marking of documents sapagkat very time-consuming po ito kung ito'y sa trial pa gagawin. Kaya dito po ito ginagawa sa pre-trial conference, no? To summarize, Pinky, the stipulation of facts, the issues for resolution, names of witnesses, and even the number of proposed trial dates for both parties, submitted na lahat yan sa impeachment court. Kaya lang, hindi tayo natapos sa marking of exhibits. Again, it's because of the voluminous documents that we have in support particularly of the article on unexplained wealth and the confidential fund. And that is why babalik
Hindi ka pa ba? Ito talaga si Bacolod. Hindi ka pa ba ano diyan? Hindi ka pa ba nagbumon diyan sa voluminous na yan? Diba? Dapat laging kargado voluminous. Diba? Voluminous documents pambihira. Kailangan talaga binabanggit yun eh. Kahit gaano pa voluminous yan, kahit isang track pa yan na ebidensya, kung yung ika nga supporting documents nyo, si Madriaga, anak ng tokwa, itapon nyo na yan. Diba? Voluminous, no? Voluminous ka ng voluminous tapos iyaharap mo si Madriaga. Anak ng tokwa, para kasi Raulo nun. Voluminous documents tapos maya-maya ano yung magpapatunay sa voluminous documents. Confidential pa niya. Madriaga. Ang bihira talaga to si Bacolod. Bacolod, maligo ka kasi, walang niya ka. Maligo-ligo din pag may time. Lagkit-lagkit na ng mukha mo.
balik tayo sa impeachment court this Monday upang ipagpatuloy ang marking of our documents. Hopefully matapos. Para pag natapos na po ito, we will just be waiting for the pre-trial order. At ito pong pre-trial order na ito, it will embody everything.
Natatawa na lang po si Mama Pinky Web eh. Ang daming daldal nito eh. Linang paso lang naman ni Atty. Sheila Sis. Ma'am Pinky, kaya mo interview si Atty. Sheila. Hindi pala pwede yun. Hindi pala pwede yun, no? Partida ito kinikwento niya kung ano mga kabalbalang ginawa nila sa pre-trial, ha? O, yung side ni BP Sara, narinig niyo na ba? O, ito lang, kumbaga, base sa mga narinig natin sa social media at mga nakikita nating galaw ngayon. O, pero sigurado natin dito, sa tingin natin, bloodbath ko talaga to. Marami, nag-umpisa pa nga lang. Si Kapunan, bloodbath na kagad. Ibang bloodbath pala yung kay Kapay ko. Yak! Yak! Kapunan. Ew! Naisip ko lang Yak! My goodness! Di mo na kailangan sabihin yun. Paano pag meron kumakain, narinig nila yung sinabi mo na meron ka... Sabi talaga to si Kapunan. Ang lakas mamerwisyo.
That happened, agreed on during pre-trial conference, and this will be binding to both parties, including the impeachment court, at bawal po mag-deviate. Yan na po yung susundan natin during the entire trial.
So what we're expecting to happen is another pre-trial conference on Monday. Hopefully matapos po yun. After that, yung sinabi niyo po, Kong Jinky, na pre-trial order, tama ho ba?
Well, I'm not so sure kung paano ba issue itong pre-trial order. Most likely, Pinky, this will be issued na lang without convening of the impeachment court, no? Kasi ang understanding ko, yung start ng trial na July 6 will be presentation of evidence na, no? So immediately after termination of pretrial conference, we can anticipate na the issuance of pretrial order.
But I heard, Kong Jinky, there's this June 25 submission or summons. Meron pa ho. That's what I heard during the report yesterday.
It is actually June 22, that is Monday, no? Para dun sa mga written manifestations na gusto pang isumite ng mga parties like the prosecution and the defense, no? For example, yung comment dito sa mga proposed stipulation of facts, pwede yun.
I see.
Kung meron ka pang gustong isuggest concerning the trial dates, pwede pa rin. Kung meron kang additional manifestation, pwede pa rin. In other words, yung June 22, sinet yan if ever there are any other manifestations which the parties may wish to file.
Got it. Okay. So you were saying in the beginning, I wanted to circle back to that. Sabi niyo po na hindi din pinakita po ito sa media at ginawang live or accessible dahil nga po boring. Pero yung balita po namin, Kong Jinky, nagkaroon po ng tensyon. Can you tell us more about that?
Siguro naman it is better described by disagreement.
Yun ang sinasabi ko sa'yo. Doon sa disagreement, doon ka linamon ng buhay nitong si Atty. Sheila Sison ng abogada ni VP Sara. O palakpakan muna natin itong si Atty. Sison. Pambihira. Lumalamon pala ng bakulaw itong si... Hindi, magaling daw yan. Tinignan natin siya nga nagtanong-tanong na tayo. Mahusay daw ho talaga yung si Atty. Sison. No? Kaya palakpakan natin siya. Ngayon, nilagay ka na sa tama mong kalagyan. Yeah. Kasi kung yung bali-balita, sa tingin nyo ba, hindi paborable sa kampo ni VP Sara, hindi pa mabilis sa alas 4, binabalita na ng mga kawatan na congressman na yan, di ba? Kaya, hindi, babalita na, magbibida-bida si Kapunan. Binatnan nga eh. Siguro habang sinisermo na ni ni Atty. Sheila itong si Bakulaw pumutok yung pantog ni ano pantog ba yun? Yung matris niya, kaya, di ba, nagkaroon ng nag-period siya. Siguro sabi, naku, iba to. Hire pa tayo ng makaragdagang private prosecutor. Di natin kaya itong si Atty. Sheila Sison. Niregla eh. Let's go. Ano na? Wala ka na martilyo doon, madam. Sabi ko sa'yo, yan ang sinasabi ko.
Other than tension, no? Sapagkat we have to understand, Pinky, na this is an adversarial proceeding, no? The position of the prosecution is completely opposite to the position of the defense and therefore anticipated yung maraming disagreements, not necessarily tensions, in the proceeding. As a matter of fact, makikita din natin ito during the trial. Ang sabi ko nga, Pinky, magtaka tayo if the position of the prosecution and the defense is uniform, no? Sapagkat adversarial to. We are alleging commission of offenses while the other one is claiming innocence of the respondent. Totally opposite. And this disagreement will definitely extend up to the conclusion of our impeachment trial.
Did it happen,
But,
Congresswoman, that the disagreements nagkaroon po ng pagtataas ng mga boses?
well, hindi naman siguro pagtataas ng boses yun.
Nako.
Siguro ay naging passionate lang ang mga parties.
Naku, hindi. Linamon ka ng buhay ni Atty. Sheila Sison. Sabihin mo na kasi. Sabihin mo, linamon ako ng buhay. Linampaso ako ng abogada ni Sara Duterte. Mahirap ba sabihin yun? Bihira naman to.
In explaining their point. And again, that is very natural in all adversarial proceedings, no?
And that was between who? Because meron pong lumabas na isang tweet, I think, that it was between you and Attorney Sheila ho ba?
Nako! Yan ang sinasabi ko eh. Umalat na ang balita. Hindi maganda tawa nito si Bakulaw. Lipat ko lang para makita niyo hutong si Bakulaw. Diba? Gusto ko nandiyan si Atty. Sheila Sison. Hindi maganda. Linamon ho siya ng buhay nito si Atty. Sheila Sison. Palakpakan natin ulit itong si Atty. Sheila.
No, not necessarily, no?
Nako.
I would
Hindi
charge the exchange of arguments as merely maintaining our respective positions, mine for the prosecution and hers for the defense, no? But I do not describe it as tension. It is merely disagreement and opposite position and keeping our respective grounds. Ako in the prosecution at siya doon sa defense.
Ay, umamin din, ibig sabihin, talaga nagkaroon ng banggaan sa pagitan nilang dalawa. Nitong si Attorney Sison at nitong si Baculaw.
You were saying is regular, ordinary, or normal in an adversarial proceeding. Congresswoman Jinky wanted to, I know that there was a lot that was discussed and obviously two opposing teams, hindi ho ba? But one thing I wanted to find out was that when there were evidence, marking of evidence, and stipulation of facts, did it come out over and over again, if it did, that the defense is still claiming there is a petition before the Supreme Court that does not recognize what happened during the House Justice Committee that you headed? Did that come out a number of times during the conference, pre-trial conference yesterday?
Actually, Pinky, wala namang masyadong discussion on that because as a matter of fact, even assuming na may mga ganyang manifestation, that is not proper during the pre-trial conference, no? As a matter of fact, kagaya ng nasabi mo, submitted na itong issues na to sa Supreme Court, premature siyang i-discuss during PTC, and even if you try to raise it during the trial proper, hindi pa rin pwede. Because that is a constitutional question that belongs exclusively to the Supreme Court. And we have to understand that the Senate is not an appellate court of the House. Whatever happened in the House is within the exclusive jurisdiction of the House.
Let me rephrase the question then. During the stipulation of facts, during the submission of the names of witnesses, was there a time there that the defense would say that hindi kami papayag dyan, that's something we're opposing because of the mere fact that we did not recognize there was an abuse during the House Justice Committee hearing on the impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte? I was just thinking about that, kung lumalabas po yung ganon dahil nga hindi nila kinilala yung nangyari doon sa House Justice Committee.
Without dwelling into the details of what happened during the PTC, because I hope you understand we're bound by the prohibition already, but that issue is not a proper subject of the PTC or pre-trial conference, no? Sapagkat strictly, dapat ang ating discussion during PTC are only with respect to the agenda mentioned in the notice, and even assuming that we will be going beyond the agenda, it is premature to discuss issues like that. At sabi ko nga kanina, kahit pa yata erase mo yun during the trial, hindi pa rin proper because that is a constitutional issue na dapat Supreme Court ang nagre-resolve. It is beyond the jurisdiction of the impeachment court.
Let's talk about the submission of names of witnesses. Congresswoman, how many witnesses are there for the prosecution and how many witnesses are there for the defense? And let me follow up already, if you don't mind. Are surprise witnesses allowed? Go ahead, ma'am.
Well, as to the number, let me make reference to the prior pronouncement ko, no? I said before that it's 57. As to the actual numbers that we have, during the pre-trial conference, I cannot divulge that anymore. We are bound by the prohibition. And then about the surprise witness. About the surprise witness, it is not actually surprise in the sense that you're supposed to make a reservation, no? Kung hindi mo yan ma-reserve, then you cannot present him as well during the trial. Ang sabi
Walang gulatan kagaya sa Injustice Committee. Oh, yan ang problema mo. Yan ang malaking problema mo ngayon. Yan ang solusyonan nyo. Diba?
sa rules, as a general rule, dapat lahat ng witnesses naka-indicate na doon sa pre-trial brief, including the documents or exhibits. No? If you don't disclose them in the pre-trial brief as a general rule, you cannot present them during the trial. However, there is an exception. Pagdating doon sa witness and there is an issue of safety and security, pwedeng reservation lang muna. and then you will just disclose it to the impeachment court 3 days before his presentation, no? Tapos isama ko na pink yun sa documents. Kung hindi pa available yung document or not yet within the knowledge of the parties, pwede din reservation lang muna. And within 3 days, not later than 3 days before presentation, doon mo palang i-disclose sa court during the trial.
In other words, Congresswoman, pwede. Pwede po ang surprise witness basta disclosed 3 days before, and pwede din ang additional documents as long as disclosed 3 days before. Did I get that right, ma'am?
I don't consider that a surprise, Pinky, kasi as a matter of fact, there is a requirement na dapat i-reserve mo. Tapos, i-justify mo bakit hindi mo ma-disclose kung sino yan, di ba? So, I don't consider that as a surprise witness. Perhaps reserve witness ang more accurate term.
Reserve witnesses. And I guess that goes the same for the documents. Do you have these reserve witnesses, Congresswoman?
Well, I can confirm na meron ang prosecution, but we cannot, of course, disclose the names.
How many?
I cannot recall.
Diyan sa mga ugali mo na yan. Diyan napundi sa'yo si Atty. Sheila.
Kung ilan, no? And I think I am no longer at liberty to disclose din kung ilan yung ating reservation.
Okay.
Basta what I am certain, meron tayong reservation for witnesses, mayroon din tayong reservation for documents.
I see. All right. Regarding documents, though, now that you were talking about it, wasn't it Congressman Terry Ridon who also said that you have additional evidence or that you may bring out regarding the issue of supposed guns that the Vice President and Attorney Manscarbio supposedly have, numbering, if I'm not mistaken, 5050, that were supposedly not included in the SALN. Is this something you can confirm, Congresswoman Jinky?
I'm afraid, Pinky, that dwells into the merits of the case already, no? And I'm not at liberty anymore since nag-start ng PTC to confirm the prior pronouncement of Congressman Terry Ridon. But the list I can share to our kababayan is lahat po ng ebidensya, including reservations, ay nasubmit na po ng prosecution sa ating impeachment court.
Is it true, though, that, I don't know if this is something you can also respond to, that you have a witness that will corroborate Ramil Madriaga's testimony?
Yan ang gusto ko.
Well, the list I can say, Pinky, submitted na rin po lahat ng names ng witnesses, including our reservations po.
Nako, i-corroborate itong si Ramil Madriaga. Yan lang ang hinihintay ko, madam. Yung kapatid ni Ramil Madriaga o di naman kaya yung kapitbahay niya. Yan talaga inaabangan ko yan. Di ba? Pagka ilinatag na nila yan, talaga tayo ho ay magpapalakpakan. Palakpakan!
For those whose names or identity are not yet disclosed. Let me just explain to the public, no, maliwanag po sa rules na may prohibition po ang prosecution, ang defense, ang senator judges, and even witnesses from commenting on the merits. At ito pong ating pinag-uusapan patungkol sa witnesses and even on the pieces of evidence are part of the merits of the case, no?
Got it. We'll be taking a very short break. We'll continue our discussion with House. Welcome back. Still with us, House Lead Prosecutor Representative Jervil Jinky Luistro. Congresswoman, because in the past it was mentioned that there were more or less 59 witnesses for the prosecution, it makes one wonder, going back to previous impeachment cases, is 57 a lot? Because right now it seems parang madami po siya.
Yes, I agree. It's because nagsigurado kami, no? Because for the prosecution, we are conscious about the rule na kapag hindi mo nasama sa pre-trial brief, there will be challenges in presenting them because the rule is ilatag mo sa pre-trial brief so that they may be allowed to be presented during the trial, no? So from the prosecution side, it was our intention to include lahat na ng naiisip namin na testigo. But then again, during the trial, we can decide naman
Yeah.
who among those 57 ang itutuloy namin sa presentation, because that falls under the exclusive purview of the prosecution to decide on the manner of presentation of our evidence.
In other words, you'd rather bring it up already during the pre-trial conference, the PTC, so that there will be no questions during the trial if indeed you want to bring in someone. So you've somehow laid already the groundwork or even the names or identities of the witnesses. In terms of trial dates, what can you share about that? How are you foreseeing how long the duration of the trial would be?
Ang sabi ko nung una, Pinky, no, when I was asked, I think it will last until September. Pero tingin ko hindi kakayanin eh. Siguro October or November, but depending pa rin sa discretion ng court. Because it will be the impeachment court who will decide as to the number of trial dates which will be given to the prosecution and the number of trial dates which will be given to the defense, no? So, ang nafo-foresee ko, Pinky, ay perhaps we need to decide kung sino talaga ang witnesses na ating i-represent to be able to contain ourselves, the prosecution, with respect to the number of days that will be given to us.
Congresswoman, you said it's up to the impeachment court to give the trial dates for the prosecution and the defense. Are we supposed to be expecting an even number that is given to the prosecution and that is given to the defense?
Well, I cannot comment to that, no? Kasi I don't know really if it will be exact or equal number of trial dates, or are they going to make it proportionate to the amount of evidence to be presented? It really falls within the exclusive judgment of the impeachment court. Siguro let's wait and see kung anong magiging pronouncement ng impeachment court on this.
But July 6 certainly confirmed there will be no other date to start the trial but July 6. I guess the question is, pwede pa hubang magbago itong July 6?
I think we are certain already about July 6 kasi marami ng pronouncements ang ating Senate President about starting on July 6 for the presentation of evidence or trial proper, no? And even during PTC, bagaman this is not part of our formal proceedings on PTC, it was mentioned in passing also by the clerk of court that July 6 will be the start of the trial. So for us, we are settled already on July 6 that the presentation of evidence will commence.
Can you give us a glimpse on what we can expect on the first day of the trial on July 6?
Well, what I understand based on the past impeachment processes, no? Past impeachment trial, nagkakaroon ng opening statement ang both parties, prosecution first and then the defense, tapos nagkakaroon ng mga preliminary discussions, sometimes including constitutional questions, sometimes including procedural questions, depending on which will be allowed by the presiding officer, no? And after that, we should proceed na in the presentation of evidence. Sa ilalim naman ng ating rules, maliwanag, mauna yung prosecution, after ng direct examination, ikro-cross yan ng defense, no? And after the conclusion of the presentation of evidence of the prosecution, defense naman ang maglalatag ng ebidensya, no? So, ang ating articles of impeachment ay divided into 4 articles, no? So, what I want to share to the public, the order of presentation in the articles of impeachment will not necessarily be the order of our presentation during the trial. We are still deciding on that, kung alin yung uunahin namin, alin yung isusunod, pangatlo at panghuli, no? Because it falls within our exclusive judgment also na i-decide kung alin ang uunahin among the 4 articles. So, this order of presentation should be submitted also to the clerk of court so that it will become part of the pre-trial order. At pag pumasok na siya sa pre-trial order, we're bound to follow that
I see.
during the trial proper.
And strategically, of course, amongst yourselves, you're going to have to think which article of impeachment should be first, should be second, should be third, and should be fourth. Whichever article would be the strongest, kung dapat bang unahin nyo yun, igitna nyo yun, or Yun po. So that has not been decided upon by the panel of prosecutors. All right. Moving forward, the 16 senators needed to convict. Of course, this is being talked about and being discussed. We understand what is written in the Constitution, that 2/3 of all the members of the Senate will be needed to convict. So if that is 24, that gives a number of 16. But of course, Senator Bato is in hiding. Senator Jinggoy is suspended for 90 days. Lagay po muna natin silang dalawa. They're not around. They're not around. But the Constitution says 2/3 of all members. It's a question I had asked earlier already. But in practical terms, when the Constitution says 2/3 of all members of the Senate, does it mean 2/3 of all members of the Senate participating, present, around, or otherwise?
Well, that is why, Pinky, the doctrine in the Avellino versus Cuenco case is very much significant, no? Sapagkat dito sa kasong ito, although this is quite old, 1949, mas nauna pa kaysa sa doon sa 1987 Constitution. Maliwanag na ang pronouncement ay only those senators who are within the coercive power of the institution will be counted for the purpose of determining the baseline. But I would like to add something to that, Pinky, no? Ito ang palagi kong tanong, why do we have senators?
Yan ang problema natin. Masosopla ka na naman yan ni Atty. Sila. Tigil-tigilan mo kasi yung pagbibida mo. Diba? Kagaya na lamang yung Avellino versus Cuenco na yan. Ano na yan eh. Ika nga, luma na yan. Hindi nasakop ang 1987 Constitution. Itigil-tigilan mo yan, Jingy, ha? Babalagbag ka na naman kay Atty. Sila niyan.
It is for the purpose of representing the interest of the Filipino people, not only during legislative sessions, but also during impeachment trial, no? Representative sila ng taong bayan. In the same way that the members of the House are representative also of our beloved countrymen. Now, the question is, if our senator is detained, if our senator is in hiding, are they truly representing the interests of the people? I think the answer is no. And having said that, I am aligned, I agree to the doctrine in Avellino versus Cuenco na dapat ang kino-consider lang in counting the baseline are those within the coercive power of the institution. Having said so, in our instant case, the baseline should be 22 and 2/3 must be taken from 22. Thirdly, Pinky, no? If we will analyze the verbatim provision of the Constitution, they said 2/3 of all the members of the Senate when they could have used 24 of the Senate. Because 1987 Constitution, bicameral na tayo, 24 na ang senators, they could have said 2/3 of 24 if that was the intention. So for me, the reason why the word all was used is to give latitude to the...
Basta alam ko all, lahat ng miyembro ng Senado. Diba? Hindi yung kung ilan... Masosopla ka na naman. Di tayo abogado. Ayahan na natin. Balato na natin kay Atty. Sila yung si Bacolod.
Members of the legislative in interpreting depending on the demands of the circumstances, no? Sabi ko, the law must be evolving so that it could respond to the demands of the present time. Kasi if you will interpret it strictly, it will not serve its purpose in resolving the issues that the country are encountering, no? The law is evolving, the Constitution is evolving, and therefore, it must be interpreted in such a way that it will be able to respond, to resolve the issues of the present time.
Congresswoman, senator judges are supposed to be around to be able to fulfill their mandate as senator judges, being well, obviously part of the Senate because that is their other constitutional duty aside from legislative work. I guess what I want to find out is how can one fairly, accurately decide on acquitting or confirming the impeachment if you're just simply not around, if you're not in court?
Well, I agree with you, no? It is really significant, highly necessary na present yung Senator Judge. It is important that he should witness not only the giving of testimony, but also the demeanor of these witnesses because that is material in resolving whether the witness is
Yan na naman. Nagbibida-bida ka na naman, nagpapaliwanag ka na ganyan, maya-maya, masosoplak ka na naman. Tigil-tigilan mo kasi yung pagpupronounce mo ng ganyan. Hindi papalagyan.
telling the truth or otherwise, no? And in addition to that, Pinky, constitutional duty ito eh. And that is why they really need to be present.
Was it discussed during the pretrial conference?
Well, it was not discussed, no? And I think even if we raise it during the Senate or the trial before the impeachment court, mukhang napakahirap i-resolve nito.
Yeah.
Similar to the issue on, di ba, kaya tayo nahihirapang i-address yung issue ng leadership eh. It's because when we talk about numbers, when we talk about quorum, when we talk about threshold, talagang politicize ang discussion, no? And that is why I wish to give recognition also to the contra-review. Yung pong nasabi ko kanina ay personal opinion ko lang.
Okay.
It does not reflect the opinion or the position of the prosecution.
All right.
That is my personal position only.
Congresswoman, last question. We have to go. Is this a matter that the prosecution team needs to bring up before the Supreme Court?
Well, the problem, Pinky, is I think until and unless nag-decide ng Senator Judge whether conviction or acquittal, there is no actual case or controversy to consider.
Got it.
No? Meron kasing ganyang requirement ng Supreme Court
Yeah.
that for purposes of petition, dapat may actual case or controversy.
Yung kabaliktaran ng moot and academic. Kasi ito wala
Yeah, that
pang
is
kaso.
correct.
All
That
right.
is correct, no?
Okay. House Lead Prosecutor Representative Jervil.
Ayun, at least, di ba, umamin din to si Baculaw na talaga linampaso siya nitong si Attorney Sheila. So, Luis, maraming salamat to sa pag-support sa PH Update. Mag-ingat po kayo lahat ng Pilipinas.